We had mentioned the MLW stuff earlier. You worked with Microman on your way out.
I actually, it's funny because I kicked him on one of the episodes, and this thing has gone so ridiculously viral. It's probably 4 times a day from my friends in high school that have never, I haven't spoke to in 10 years. And hey, bro, is this you? So that was definitely a highlight of that. But MLW was great. I had a blast there for the time I was there. There was a few conflicting interests as far as dates went. Conan actually hooked up the whole thing between me and MLW. And it ended up, I was there for about 10 months overall before they decided they couldn't use me anymore because of the conflicting dates with AAA. I'm grateful for the time there. And I was very, very optimistic because, I've had the majority of my career in a country where English isn't the first language. So, I've been able to attain the success based on my in-ring work alone. I personally believe that, I'm more of a character that needs to be seen with a microphone, and MLW was where I was able to apply that. And I think in the 10 months, I made such noise and made a lot of progress with the American fans. Sadly, just business wise, it didn't work out. I definitely would like to, be seen more in the United States. I would love if AAA could be seen more in the United States. It's funny to me because a lot of American fans absolutely love luchadors. They want to see Vikingo and Taurus and Laredo Kid and Commander and all these guys. This is the AAA roster. These are the guys. These are the guys that are coming from where I'm at. But for whatever reason, I don't know if it's the visibility or just the accessibility. The American wrestling fans don't really flock to AAA like you think they would. So I just want to be seen somewhere where I can be appreciated for my work, because a lot of times when somebody understands who I am and what I do, immediately, they're Sam Adonis guys, if you will, and that was evident in MLW.
Yeah, it seemed like the MLW thing was a bit of a casualty of their partnership with CMLL that just developed as well.
That's kind of what I think about, looking back on it. I had recently moved from Pittsburgh to Dallas, and that was kind of one of the things. Just logistically, it wasn't going to be worth it for them anymore. But then about a month later, they said they have a deal with New Japan and CMLL, and that was like, oh, light bulb. Yeah. Because believe it or not, I mean, the war between CMLL and AAA in Mexico is still just about as crazy as it was in the territories, or the Monday Night War.
It seems like the one remaining the one remaining forbidden door. It seems like the one. And once one day, if that ever gets unlocked, whenever it is that they send Rocky Romero there to do the peace treaty and he makes it happen, I think that will unlock everything, because right now so many people are doing business with one another, and that is the one that doesn't open up.
That war actually cost me some opportunities with New Japan. I wrestled Jay White in Chicago a few years back, and I've known Jay 10 years before he's ever went to New Japan. And he's a friend of mine, and we had a killer match for Warrior Wrestling in Chicago. And afterwards, I just started, reaching out and trying to at least get to New Japan strong, try to be seen, because I knew they were using a lot more Americans. I definitely pushed forward the best I could. And then, a couple weeks later, I got that, hey, man, we're sorry, but you work for AAA. New Japan cannot risk their relationship with CMLL to work with a AAA guy. And I'm like, I can't win. I'm just trying to make a living, man. A lot of times the politics affect, the small people more than it does anyone else. And, that was always been a dream of mine to go there. But sadly and unfortunately, that, 30-year-old Lucha Libre war has cost me, possibly one of the biggest opportunities in my career.
Oh, I remember I interviewed Harry Smith, and he told me that while he was in New Japan, he said, oh, well, I want to go do this work in Impact. And they go, oh, well, Jeff Jarrett screwed us over. And he goes, that was 3 regimes ago. He's not there anymore. What are you talking about? And that cost him that opportunity.
It's absolutely insane how that works. And, again, if you look at the nitty gritty of it, honestly, I was unsigned at AAA the whole time. I have no commitment to anybody. But at the same time, I do know where my bread is buttered, and I'm AAA, they're giving me, 6 to 8 Mexican dates per month. And, that's enough for me to move to Dallas to make a better living. And, I couldn't just sweep them to the side and, profess my love to a company that's just going to give an opportunity. I think that comes with being older too. I think myself specifically, 10 years ago, I wanted to be champion. I wanted to be this guy, that guy. I wanted to have 5-star matches. The older you get, the more you understand that it is a business. Your perception changes. I think I've had great matches. I've worked, done the strong style in all Japan. I've had the big matches in Mexico. I know confidently, what I can do and what I have done. I am more interested now in just, what is the best financial decision? What's going to make the most money, for myself and my family? And not only that, how can I make myself an asset for the company that's hiring me instead of going out and trying to get what I need out of that company?